So you all have reached a very high level of success in one way or another. Tell me, what has got you there?
In high school and writing and journalism. And then I remember in college, I was a DJ at a radio station and had my own little jazz nightly program, and I kind of like hearing the sound of my own voice. And, and it became certainly kind of an ego type of thing, but it was stuff that I enjoy, and as my parents used to just pound in my head, pick something that you would do for free that you really enjoy doing and try to make a career out of it, and you'll find some success. Whether you're making 7 figures or 6 figures, if you're doing what you enjoy, that's success. So that's how it started for me. And as competitive as the news business and the broadcasting business is, I am fortunate and blessed to be able to say, yeah, I do enjoy. This is fun for me. Some days not so much, but it is something that I enjoy. And
how did you get to Philly? Because there are a lot of people who enjoy being journalists, and they don't get to be.
Sacrifice, and that's where the sacrifice comes in too. And if you're doing something that you consider fun, then you're willing to make the sacrifice. And for me, it was kind of being a nomad for a few years, living in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, and Huntington, West Virginia, and in places where a New York kid doesn't necessarily want to be. But is willing to make the sacrifice because you're doing something that at the end of the day you kind of enjoy. So I've lived all over the country in some of the smaller markets and covered some of the craziest stories, but I always saw, hopefully there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and someone happened to see my work while I was in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, covering something, and I got a phone call from 6 ABC saying, hey, do you ever thought about coming to Philly? And even though my head said not really, I was smart enough to say, well, what do you have open? And fly me.